Okay, we are live. I want to turn down the volume on the music for me, but I'll leave it the same for the stream. We are going in for some more testing today on the Summoners Nexus TCG. Let's see here. Keeping track of a few things at once. I have been 2020. This is the first stream of 2025. Happy New Year, right? Oh, that's really exciting. No, I have been. The holiday didn't necessarily feel like a holiday, because there was a lot of work involved in it. Yo, Yakov, how you doing, friend? Yo, thanks for dropping by. I'm just doing some playtesting on a new build. In what is the first stream of the new year. Thank you so much, by the way. What's it called? Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for like just being around and like what's the words? I'm fumbling with my words, right? To like have people who are around and able to give feedback is really helpful. Right, I love this game, so I speak from the perspective of enjoying it. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, it is. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm never the kind of person who's gonna be like, oh, stop criticizing my game or this or that. I know, like anything that, like I know it's got like a long way to go. So I actually appreciate it a lot when someone is like, hey, I think you could work on this. I think you could improve this. Obviously, there are gonna be people who are like, oh, this game is shit, right? Like I've encountered people like that where they don't have anything constructive to say, but when someone comes from the perspective of like, oh hey, I think you could work on this, or like this isn't that good, maybe try it like this, I love that. I absolutely love that. And I'm not always able to do all of the things that like people suggest because like budget and time constrictions, but it's always really good to have, and I write it down for like my for my planning and my notes for the future. So thank you so much. But yeah, we've got a message that appears when you log into the game now in the latest build. Welcome to the Summoners Nexus TCG Open Beta. See, this is actually a problem because we're still in early alpha. We're in early alpha moving towards the open beta. I want us to be in open beta by, I would say, February, March at the latest, right? And so the things that they're putting in place are for the open beta. So this message says, oh, we're in the open beta, but that's just because it's in preparation for, we're building the game to that point. We are not in the open beta yet. So I might actually have them change this to say early alpha just to avoid confusion, and then change it back when the open beta actually starts. So thanks for downloading Summoners Nexus. This app is currently still under development, so we appreciate your patience, feedback, and support. You can join our Discord community to meet other players and organize matches. Tutorials for the game can be found on your player profile page and by visiting our YouTube channel. And then this all will like link you through to where you would need to go to like get the help that you need. This takes you to the YouTube, and we've got like a dedicated playlist for, okay, hey, this is how you play. But I do get what you mean, as well as saying like, oh, we should have more resources in game that allow you to learn the mechanics and like what you need to do to play and so on and so forth. Right, and then this also links you directly to the Discord from the app. You don't have to go to the website anymore, which is really, really cool. And then you sign in like normal. So I love this. I love that message. It makes it. I'm getting a call. Okay, hold on. Sorry, 1 second. Hey, D2Me, what's up? No, now, so to me, let's say I mention a specific card. So let's say it's Grimace of the Reaper, I think was one of the examples. Yes, you search up the individual card, that one card comes up, but if you click on that card, it takes you to the dedicated page for the card, right? Right, so it's the same as what you did for like when we did the Minotaurus subset, right? Where you would have the page dedicated to the card. You see the card there and its abilities listed that way, and then you do like a panning / zooming shot into it is sort of what I had in mind for those specific sections. because we're talking about those specific cards in those moments, and I wanted a scenario where you have the card image on the screen, but you also have the effects on the screen in a way that the viewer can actually read. The way that you had done it, you did capture both the card and the effects, but the problem is you can only read one effect at a time like that, and the text is very, very small. Right? So if someone doesn't zoom into the video, they wouldn't be able to see it. Whereas if we use the page from the website, boom, we've solved all the problems. We have both abilities on screen at the same time. It's bigger text so people can read it, and you can do a zooming shot like that. Yeah. Wait, even when you put in their individual names, right? Like you put their name in the search bar. Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you filter it down to the Reaper subset, or did you just do a general search? Okay, so that's the problem, right? There's a bug on the website where the Reaper subset, the cards are appearing under the name of a different subset. So if you filtered it to the Reaper subset, only Umbridge will come up, right? But let's say you just go to the website normally, you haven't done anything, you haven't typed anything, and then on the top right, you enter the search and you start typing Grimace of the Reaper. I looked at it yesterday, so I'm almost 100% sure it comes up, but I'll check that right now. Catalog. Right. So you caught me in the middle of doing some testing, so I'm doing this one-handed. Catalog, summonersnexus.com. And yeah, I'll just tap on the search bar. Grim. Yeah, Grimace of the Reaper, right? I've got him. Which other cards were there? I think it was Ward. Yep, Ward's there as well. And I don't remember what the last one was. I think it was Kronos, right? But they're all there. So just don't use the filter system on the website. Just use the search bar as normal when you first get to the website, and everything should be there. If it's not, if you still have a problem, let me know and we'll figure something else out, all right? What do you mean? Sorry, like explain. I don't know what you mean. Yes, for that. Yeah, for the one specific card, right? Because it's not just for one spot, right? There's one spot where we're talking about one card. You show the page for that one card. There's another spot where we're talking about another card. You show the page for that one card in the specific places where I marked as being issues in the revisions. Right? No problem. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing how the video comes out. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. I got a call from my editor. He's working on a couple of videos today, actually, that had issues in terms of how the cards were being displayed. I'm trying to teach people about the different subsets in the game. If you come to the deck editor, the thing about this game is with it being a mobile game, right? It's sort of hard to present on a YouTube space sometimes because it's so narrow, right? Like if I'm holding this in my hand, oh yeah, this is easy. I can read all of this. I know what all of this says, right? But to you guys watching from home, it's like, okay, if you're watching this on a YouTube phone, this is only taking up a small section of the screen. It's a little bit hard to see. So when working as a video editor, you sort of have to take that into consideration. And so that's what he's sort of working on. This is actually the card that he's trying to present the information for. But yeah, no, the Reapers are great. The Reapers are great. I love them. Gear Tomb, how you doing, broski? What's good? I'm Happy New Year, dude. Dude, it's 2025. I'm so I feel full, right? I've looked forward to years in the past. I was looking forward to 2024, and I feel like it did the things that I wanted it to do. I am so looking forward, like not even looking forward. I just know that 2025, like, things will move. I'm not a New Year's resolution sort of person. I'm not like a, oh, new year, new me kind of person. It's just with the amount of work that has gone into these projects, just with my beliefs and understanding of how the world works, I just don't feel like you can put in this much work for this amount of time, and not have blessings come your way. You get what I mean? So it's like, okay, it's not even like a wish. I just know, I believe that this is the year for Summoner's Nexus in these projects. So I'm so excited about 2025. I feel like I almost feel like it's a matter of certainty, and that's not arrogance speaking. It's not like, oh, my games are amazing or like finished, but it's like, dude, like, we've put in the grind. So now it's I'm praying, I'm hoping that we see the fruits of that labor this year, right? Now, with that being said, things I need to take a look at. I get what you mean. I just got Twitch affiliate mid last month, and I'm still getting steady growth little by little. Bro, you love to see it. Congratulations, man. Well done for that, my G. And I only really started streaming seriously in September. That's a mad road of growth, dude. My English. That's a mad rate of growth. I'm happy for you. I pray you're able to keep that going through the duration of the year. And dude, we'll be celebrating big things. We'll be celebrating big things at the end of the year. Now, I will start doing some testing. I need to have a talk with Zane, because in truth, my plan for the beginning of this year was to be doing less testing at this phase, right? We'll go in with, which version of the Wandering subset do we need? We will go in with Wandering Defense, and this account can play the Challenger. Now, I think this build actually has a problem with ghost lobbies as well, right? The ghost lobby issue hasn't been completely fixed in this build. Let's see if it works here. When both accounts have been searching for 10 seconds, it should put us in a lobby together. Okay, no ghost lobby this time around. Awesome. Now, what I sort of want to keep an eye out for this specific test is whether or not I can target my opponent's cards for Zodiac Barrier, because I should not be able to. Zodiac Barrier says, target a wandering avatar. The first time it battles is to reduce the attack or defense of another card you control by the amount it would have lost. So in the last build, for whatever reason, I was able to select my opponent's cards as targets. That should never have been the case. We will go 1, 2, and 3. And on our opponent's side, we will go for an aggressive stratagem. Opponent's defense. We'll put the Wandering Ryu over here. And we might have like an Ignite type situation and a Freeze, actually. We'll test both. We'll test both Ignite. We'll test both Barrier and Freeze, right? But yeah, the plan was for me to sort of take a step back from testing to focus on the other aspects of like the game's development and promoting this game. Primarily, actually, at this stage, the plan was to be working on... Okay, so I'm going to confuse myself. On this account, I want to Monkey King. On this account, I want to Kirin. On this account, I want to... I feel like I would Kirin as well on this account, right? On this account, I won't use Zodiac Barrier yet. And on this account, I would Freeze. On this account, I would freeze Damien. I discard Journey's End to keep Damien locked in place. We don't Zodiac Barrier. I might Incinerate here as well, right? Because Ryu Kirin'd already. So I would Incinerate my opponent's Ryu. And now, to be safe, I would probably activate Zodiac Barrier, protect you, use... Ooh, I could use Damien as a barrier. I could, but I'm going to use Ryu as the barrier because he's bulky on defense. And there's no need to leap because we've frozen Damien. So, Zodiac Barrier didn't allow me to select my opponent's target, a card as a target, which was very, very good. Ryu gets ignited. Ryu gets... Oh no, Damien gets frozen. Ryu Kirin's over to the assault zone on that side. This Ryu also Kirin's over to the assault zone. Monkey King rolls out, boosting the other Ryu. And that should be everything. We should go into movement phase 1. The game didn't freeze, which is really, really nice. Which is really, really nice to see. Battle phase 1 rolls around. The first Ryu is going to strike because he's got more attack. He swings into Boss Guardian. Boss Guardian is not destroyed because he was fortified. My Ryu took the damage. So yes, we are going to attack with my Ryu this time around. My Ryu should have lost 100 defense. So he should be at 150. Beautiful. No, he would be at 100 because he was also ignited. That is correct. Okay, so we're going to get hit in the face here a little bit, but it looks like everything that was supposed to happen this turn happened the way it was supposed to. Why do I want to attack with Ryu? What? Didn't my Ryu already attack? Wait, what? Iron Will activates. Why did Ryu get to attack twice? Why did Ryu get to attack twice? Oh! That's good, that's good. When someone draws a card from the resource deck, it just shows a card being drawn. That way your opponent doesn't know what you drew, but they're aware of the fact that you've drawn something. That's a new feature that's been added in. End phase rolls around. I actually want to see how this game continues to flow, but I'm going to time code Ryu attacking twice. That was at about, I would say, 15. 15. Ryu attacked twice. Freeze didn't freeze the game, though, which is really, really good. At least it doesn't look like it did. We'll barrier on this side. We'll barrier on this side. And we can do a few things here, actually. We can do a few things. Let's throw you down. Throw you down. And there's no need to do anything else right now for that side. Oh, this is a dirty combo. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's put you here and put you here, and that should be, we should be able to chainmail this turn, right? We'll put Incinerate down on the field, right? And all other things being equal, Damien should move up here. He's not frozen anymore. We're going to Kirin again on this account. It's so hard to... Oh, no, 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 no. 18 minutes in. Why 18? Kirin showed card back instead of Ryu. So it looks like after a card was drawn, it's messed up the way that the effects are conveying themselves. So let's go. We don't even need to Dragon Dance here. Let's go Kirin. Let's build up some attack. Yep. It looks like we're stuck like this. It does indeed look like we're stuck like this. Let's Zodiac Barrier. We'll protect you with the Wandering Ryu. We're gonna Chainmail right away. We don't Rite of Ashes. We do Incinerate. So it's all effects. All of the effects are responding this way. Unfortunately, it looks like. So after a card was drawn, after Iron Will, every single card effect is being conveyed incorrectly. It seems, right? Yeah. After Iron Will, every card effect is displayed incorrectly, right? Okay, so what are we looking at? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Is it the same on both screens? Do we have any desync? It's actually kind of hard to keep track. It looks like we do have a freeze. It looks like we do, in fact, have a freeze. There's desync somewhere, but where is it? Damien is here on both screens. Good. Mokus is here on both screens. Good. We've got 2 cards here instead of 3. So this Ryu was supposed to Kirin back, and he didn't. And other than that, everything is equal. Alright, so we have a freeze. Alright, 19 minutes in. We have a freeze. And my guess is it was either caused by Chainmail or Kirin. But I don't know. Caused either by Chainmail or Kirin. And we'll go from there. Well, I'm trying my hand at deck building on my own, and I don't know how the whole subset count works. Does it only count the creatures, or does it also count the runes? No, only the creatures count. So if you click on, like, Ryu, for example, he has a synergy rating, right? So this 7 here means that he needs 7 cards from his subset in order to use his effects, whereas the runes don't have that number. So they're fine. Damien here, he only needs 3, so he's really flexible for deck building, and so on and so forth. So each individual card has its own synergy rating. Like, the Wandering Phoenix is from the same subset as Ryu. They're both Wandering avatars, but Phoenix has a synergy rating of 6, whereas Ryu has a synergy rating of 7. In fact, I think Ryu is the only Wandering avatar with the synergy rating of 7. So if you wanted to build a deck without Ryu, you could, and just meet the synergy requirement of 6 that all of the other cards have. And like open up more deck building options and variety if you wanted to do that, right? Anyway, let's head out of this. We've tested a few things. Right, okay, so I gained AP just now, and I gained sigils, which I shouldn't have. I gained AP and I gained sigils. Why am I gaining things if I lost? I'm supposed to be losing, so that my number should be red. My number should be red. Let's put that at 21. Gained AP and sigils. Should not have. My number should be red to showcase that I lost something, right? Yeah. Oh, something else that I want to test. I'm pretty sure, well, there was lag in the shop before. I want to see how well they sorted it out. It was really, really bad. I know that they revised it, but I don't know if it's completely fixed yet. So let's take a look at this. Yo, Jojo, how you doing, bro? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my friend. Welcome. How's the detox going? Brandon, what's good? Hey, how you doing? Winning by losing, revolutionary design. It's completely unintentional, I assure you. It's unintentional. Okay, the lag is a little bit better. Hey, wait a second. Hey, now, wait a second. Hey. Yeah, that was solid. Let's go again. Right? So there's a little like speed up that it's doing at the beginning, right? So it's not perfect. But it's not my priority right now. I think this is good enough that players won't be annoyed or disappointed by it, right? Right? Like, the music is, like, starting, and then the animation starts quickly. There's a little bit of desync that's happening there. But other than that, this appears to be running smoothly. Not that people even need to be pulling for packs right now anyway. People won't really be doing that because the starter decks give you everything that you need in the early alpha. But, like, hey, that's that at least. That makes me very happy. How's the build of the game coming along? It's going good, honestly. I am actually feeling somewhat optimistic about the open beta in the first quarter, right? We're in early alpha still, of course, but a lot of developments in terms of systems are working a lot better. Like the leaderboard, the rank system is working now. So if I come over here, it matches you against other player. True, you pull packs for hollows. The hollows are still really, really cool. If I come over here, I can now see where I am ranked against every other player who has played the game or is on this current build. And so it tells me my current rank, my current AP. I need them to, this should be like here. Maybe we bring this down and put this like here. It tells you how much AP you need for every individual rank. So I need 7,500 for the next rank. Didn't mean to push that button. Oh, wait, no. Okay, yeah. So I need 7,500, so I'm getting close to the next rank, so you can actually rank up. It matches you against players of your rank. You can go through the full system, so on and so forth. Look at that leaderboard, number 1 on the scoreboard. You love to see it. You love to see it. Might be cooking up something with Reaper. Hey, we love that. I think Brandon was the first person to like workshop Reapers, so if you have any questions at all, he is the go-to. He is the go-to goat. But yeah, no, the button should be placed a little bit differently. 25 I button should be placed differently. Let's see here. What else is forthright and apparent? Let's see. There's lag when the TGN logo plays as the app is open. I think I do remember that being a thing. How do I? Okay, there we go. So if I come over here, close this on up. Okay, I'm just gonna push close all. Whoa! Hey! What? No! Oh my goodness! It closed all, as in it closed the screen capture. God damn it. Okay. Alright, this is going to be tedious as hell. Why? Why is technology so annoying? Right? That's not the button that I pushed for it to do something. Alright. Programs, Sandboxy, APowerSoft. Sorry, give me a second. I have to set up the right capture again now. And it's so slow, which is why I always try and do it before the stream, because it's such a tedious thing to do. Womp womp. No, literally, right? Let's see here. I guess I can still test what I wanted to do on this device. Let's see. That's not that bad, but I do want them to optimize that. 27, right? Yeah, right? Like that was okay. But if it's the first look that someone gets at the game, I do want that to be a little bit better. Optimize logo. What else is in here? Why isn't this working? Why can't I open a second instance of APower? Well, this is just unlucky. I didn't even do anything wrong this time. Like, usually it's my fault, but I ain't even do nothing this time. Right? Let's see here. Yeah, it's looking like it's only... Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Yeah. Literally. Let's see if that registers. It looks like we've got something. Click on this. Allow debugging. It just wasn't at the forefront for whatever reason, but it is here. It is loading. We allow access. Start. Sick. Okay, so now I just need to put it on Streamlabs and we're good to go. Right? this here. Yeah. Alright, now A Power Mirror 2, properties. Toolbar, live stream, done. Beautiful. Whew, that was annoying for no reason. Okay, cool. What do we need to test next? Let's take a look. So, looking at the game, right, I want to see the matchmaking bug. I want to get footage of the matchmaking bug, because there was something, I don't even know how to explain what was happening. But we were running into bugs with matchmaking. Ghost lobbies were being created. It was a whole weird thing. Reapers reap the opponent's life, simple as. True. Okay, well now I look crazy because it's working perfectly now. Quit, yes. Oh wait, no, I am losing AP. It's just that I'm gaining sigils. Okay, I'm losing AP, but I'm gaining sigils because I had 6,300 and something a second ago. So I am. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I gained sigils. Actually, you know what? Maybe we do give people sigils for losing. Hey. Let's just color it red. Right? Let's color it red and just put the value being added or lost underneath. Okay, 31. 31. Put the values added or lost underneath. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I mess with that. I mess with that heavy, actually. Right? That's clean. This is so nice. Okay. So that means the rank system is well and truly working. If people just want to play and grind for ranked, I mean, there's no one to grind against right now, so that's, a little disappointing. But hey, at least the system works. We've got something here. I was wanting to mix them with Ancient Beast so I can play this weird build. Can Reapers play with Ancient Beast? What's happening? Okay, so I think this is because the two accounts started searching around the same time. What? No, never mind. Yeah, we have a ghost lobby. Yeah, no, okay, I'll time code that. 32 ghost lobbies are still occurring. They can, and the build works. See, and this is what I love. This is what I love about this game. Because, I'm still losing AP. That's mad. I still lost AP for that. Okay. Little hard because of the cost to play them together. Reapers. Yeah, no, the Reapers are cost heavy, which was always, that's fully intentional, right? They are expensive. The Wandering subset, expensive. The Ancient Beasts they don't have any rank 3, so they are on the cheaper side, but I think the cheapest deck to play is 100% the Forest Guard subset. How would you play the Reapers with Ancient Beasts, right? Because don't they have synergy rating 7s in there? Surely. Because, I play them with the Ancient Beast, but I play them with the Ancient Beast effects turned off. I use the Ancient Beast as beat sticks to be used with their runes, right? Because Umbrage is a 7, okay. Who else? 6, okay, we can work with you. 6. Are they all... Grimace is a 7. So we have 1, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4... 6, 5. So you would be 1 short, I guess. You sack Umbrage. You sack Umbrage. I guess, yeah, you could remove Umbrage from the build and play Grimace without its effects as just a 200 defense beat stick. Ah, I see, I see, says the blind man. Okay, so yeah, that's 100%. I love this game so much, man. I love this game so much. Because you never know what players are going to do or what players are going to find and think is viable. And I love it because people said that the synergy system was going to be too restrictive. And what we're finding is that there are so many ways that you can breathe the life and individuality into it, right? Like, I have seen, I think, 3 or 4 different 4 players have come in. They all had completely different Reaper lists, and like everyone prioritizes putting different things in hand, and everyone prioritizes different turn 1 plays, and I love it so much. And of course, eventually you might find a solution, like you might find a solved quote unquote version of the game, but that's what updates are for. That's what new cards and like balance changes are for. Like, what if we made Umbrage's synergy rating 6? Ooh, as a buff to the Reaper subset. Wait, Umbrage is 300 attack? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's 300 attack, but he costs 200 life points to summon. So you only really get the value out of that 300 attack if he's using his effects. Which is, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to not get that reset on the 300. Like, if something costs 200 life points, you want to be getting value. Like, that is 2 rank 1s that you could have summoned. That's 2 rank 2s you could have summoned, or 4 rank 1s you could have summoned. So you want value out of your rank 3s, right? So yeah, if Umbrage was a synergy level 6, you'd play him. Oh, 100%. Like, and this is what I love about synergy, in that I don't need to change any of these cards' effect. If I ever need to buff the Reaper subset, I'll just bring their synergy rating down. Right? If they're ever too weak in the meta, boom, I'll just make them flexible. And now that opens a whole new, like, diagram for the world. Synergy is a good feature. Thank you so much. Honestly, it took a lot of workshopping to make it like an airtight system, but I really feel like we got it. Right? But no, that's exciting. That's very, very fun. That's very, very fun to me. So yeah, the search is, to be honest, I think the matchmaking is actually doing a lot better. I thought that it was going to be a little bit buggier, but you're not getting ghost lobbies as often as you were. Because once we introduce a timer feature, so now they should start searching for each other because they're both not able to find anyone in their rank. Beautiful, right? And that's exactly how it should be, right? That is exactly how it should be, right? Damn, I am chunking away at my resources. Do I want to change this? No, because I know that I'm not adamantium, right? So all I would need is for my AP to be showing that it's going down, and I would be fine, right? Okay, sick. I'm still taking credit for the pseudo ban system. Whenever that may come out. You know what? Okay. Oh my goodness. I had an idea, and I can't wait to make a video for this. I had an idea for another balancing mechanic. So we've got the synergy system where we can move things around if a combination is too broken. Give something a synergy rating of like 9 if you don't want it to be played with other strategies if it's too broken, instead of banning the card. Awesome, cool, great. We've got there's always a potential for erratas, but I want to try and avoid those where I can, because that feels like admitting a failure of balance, which is possible. I'm not perfect. I might not balance it well enough, but I feel like that takes away something from the players who wanted to play with it. So I want to try and avoid erratas. But what I've realized is we have a system in place already that is so good for balancing that I just never considered to use for other things, like for other cards. And it's called resource locking, right? So if I have this generic avatar, right? Let's say I take him out of the deck. That was dumb because now I need to find him again. Okay, cool. So let's say I wanted to put this generic avatar in my deck. He can only go in my resource deck. Generic avatars cannot go in the hand because they don't have the active synergy required to go into the hand. They don't have a synergy rating. They can be played in any deck, as another way to sort of fill in gaps and allow for more deck building variety. Well, if a card is too broken and it's too broken to be in the player's hand, even if it's part of a subset, I can just resource lock it. I can just say, okay, yeah, this card can be in the strategy, but you can only put it in the resource deck, and boom, we just have another layer of balancing just like that. It's just like, let's say two cards are a problem when they're played together. Well, it's okay, fine, we'll resource lock one of them, and now you have to hard draw the other one if you want that strategy to work. And yeah, it's just, I love this game so much. I love balancing this game. I love working on this game. And I just want it to be the best that it can be. I didn't put the card back, did I? Okay, no, I didn't. I didn't. Let's throw you back in there. And keep it pushing. Keep it going. All right, let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it going. What else do I want to test for? So I've done the test on ghost lobbies. So let's check to see what other points were outstanding. We have looked at... Zodiac Barrier. So we know that Zodiac Barrier is working now. It's not letting me choose my opponent's cards, which is great. When I was playing against a Forest Guard subset, or when I was playing the Forest Guard subset, I was getting the option to activate my opponent's cards. So let's take a look at that. Does the guild stuff work again? Yes. Yes, I think, question mark. Actually, no. Oh, that was a mistake. If there are no active guilds, it will still search infinitely, if I'm not mistaken, right? So that part has not been fixed. But if I came and said, okay, I want to create a guild, I can. So let me... Hold on, let me... I'm going to note that down, actually. 41 minutes in. That still needs to be worked on. 41... 41. If I try to enlist in a guild when none exist, the game will search infinitely. Infinitely. Show an error message instead. Right? And just be like, hey, there are no guilds that exist. This, I don't even know if that is worth having them fix, because it's such a beta testing problem, right? Like, it's such a, there's not a single guild that exists, and so you run into problems, but like, come on. Let's go Nexus Point, as we always do. Guild motto. The first guild okay, waiting room. Let's turn the waiting room on for a change, just to see, and confirm. Yeah, so the guild system is working again. We have access to guilds again. It's just that it was non-existent for a little bit, right? So my guild rank is 300. Ooh, let's actually test this. Let's test this. We currently have 300 rank points, and the reason why we have any rank points is because I am a... What rank am I? I am ranked as Silver 3. Okay, so I am a Silver 3 player, which means that if my existence in the guild should afford my guild... Let's go! 300 reputation points. It's working. It's working. So you get your guild gains reputation points based on the rank of the players in the guild. So if all of your players are like Master 1, you get 5,000 RP per player, which is hey, that's healthy. But I'm a fledgling. I'm only Silver 3, so I only add 300 to the pot. But I'm adding to the pot as I should be, which is sick. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off, Actually, no, I'd like to test it a little bit more. This account is, what level is this? You are ranked as Bronze 2. A Bronze 2 player should add 150 reputation points to a guild, right? Oh, someone in the waiting room? Brandon, is that you? Yeah, my man. Come on in, bro. Come on in. All right, so Brandon is in the guild now. It's going to load for a second, and then it'll have our icons come up. Or it should. What happened? Hey. Oh, no, my phone. What? What the hell? What just happened? Why? Why? Did my phone disconnect? Did the game break my phone? Okay, so that is just very unfortunate timing. Allow, yes. That is just very unfortunate timing. Let's connect. But yeah, this account is Bronze 2. Actually, I want to see how much Brandon should add to the guild. We can test it with him. We can test it with Brandon and see how much RP he has added to the guild as a result of his existence in the guild. Okay, this mirror is working again. Beautiful. We just need to sync it up to this. Properties. Un momento, por favor. Live stream. Sick. Oh, that was so much more seamless than last time. I love it. I love it. Okay. And let's head on back over to Nexus, shall we? Right. So I sent the deck list in the Discord for my Reaper Beast deck, and I need to know why it's invalid. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that together right now. Then, in fact, excuse me. I'll put it up on the screen. If Discord will open. Okay, sick. Yeah. Let's move the screen mirrors off to the side for a second. So you've sent your Reaper Beast deck. Let's take a look at this. General or error reports? Let's see here. Why is the deck invalid? So it's because Grimace is in your hand. All of the cards in your hand have to have their synergy rating be active. So Grimace being here makes it invalid. If you put Grimace in the resource deck and put one of these three cards, like a Ward, in your hand instead, or one of the Ancient Beasts in your hand instead, and Grimace is in the resource deck, this will be a completely valid deck, right? So all of the cards in the hand have to be active, or else it won't work. He's glowing red. That's the reason. So yeah, that's how that system works, my friend. Oh, and we have an error reported. Okay, dope, love it. I can now play the game. Yeah! Oh, you absolutely love to see it, right? Absolutely love to see it, right? It's just so much fun getting new players involved and like seeing people's reactions to it, and getting feedback from it and stuff like that, right? Like I love everything about this game. Let's go back to this screen. Is this the right one? No, it's this one. Okay, cool. So I hope that answers the question. I hope that clears it up. And we shall proceed. Right? There we go. You didn't. Yeah, no. That's a part of the balancing mechanic, effectively. Because if not for that, you could have a hand. Well, I mean, it would be pretty bad. But you could have a hand that consists of like Ryu, Umbridge the Reaper. Who else is really big? Hadrian, champion of the gladiators. Osiris. Just like these massive beat sticks, and that probably wouldn't be a very good hand, mind you, because they're all just massive beat sticks who don't do anything. But it's part of the balancing system of the synergy system, right? How many points do you give to the guild? Okay, so Brandon, let's check your rank. What rank is Brandon? Right? What rank is Brandon? I think you are you like gold something? Right? Brandon is ranked at Gold 3. So you should add 600 reputation points to the guild, which means that we should be at a total of 900 reputation points with your addition to the guild. What the hell? Why? Why? It's just me and you in the guild, and we haven't done anything else to earn RP, have we? Huh. Real-time customer support, love to see it. Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah, Golf, you make a good point. We're gonna work, so I'm gonna work on, because I've got tutorials. Let me see something. Yeah, the deck editor tutorial I think needs to be streamlined because this isn't doing enough, I feel like. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we might need to we might need to work on this. We might need to go over this, right? Some of this I like this for the game board where it takes you here and it shows you what each zone is. I like this. But I think the video system could use some work. Right? No, but back to this. Why is Brandon giving so many points to the guild? You have me in the guild. I am currently ranked as Silver 3. So I add 300 points to the guild. Brandon, am I wrong? Is Brandon not Gold 3? You're Gold 3, right? Brandon is Gold 3. Is there another way to get reputation points that I'm not remembering? We don't... You know, you are Gold 3. So it should be 600. So I'm trying to think, is there anything that we've done? Let's check notifications. No, the only thing that this guild has done is have you join the guild. So why are we at 1,150? You donated to the guild. Okay, let me think. So we would be at 900. You donating sounds like it added 250. Then, am I bad at math? How much did you donate? Is donating to the guild adding to the guild RP? Oh, wait, what? Let's donate 250. Okay. Got it. Right. I feel like I remember this. I do feel like I remember telling them that donating to the guild adds to the guild's reputation. I don't know if that's a good feature or not. I'll be honest with you. But it clears things up immensely. So we were on 1,150. I donated. We got 150. We got 150 when I donated. We got 250 when you donated. So I'm pretty sure it's you get half of whatever the donation is amount is, rounded up. Right? So now we should have gained another 150. All right, 6. Yeah. That's how it works. So if this account that is currently bronze, what are you again? Bronze 2? I think this account is bronze 2. Yeah, bronze 2. If this account joins a guild, we should gain 150 reputation points. I don't know how I feel about the donate to gain... Nope, that's not what I want to do. Nope. I don't know how I feel about the donating to gain reputation points, because... I mean, it could work. It could work. We've got someone in the waiting room. Let's let him in. Adamantium joins the guild. And now that you are here, we should have gone up by 150 exactly. Yep, we did. Okay, sick. It's working. It's working. So players are bringing the correct values to the... What is happening? I didn't do... Okay, so the app isn't even crashing. The app didn't crash. It's still open. My phone just disconnects from it when I'm... whenever someone joins the guild, right? For whatever reason, someone joined the guild and my phone just said, "Hey, screw you." I like it. You can only donate once per day. Right, you right. The max any one person can donate is 500 in a given day. So the most you're going to be getting out of that is like 250 to 300 reputation points, and you need a lot of reputation points to get to max rank as a guild, right? Like it takes a village. It really does. So maybe that's not that bad actually. Let's connect this back in. Because if we look over here, nope, not guild missions, it's this one. Let's start the mirror. If we look over here, oh, by the way, yeah, there's a crafting station. It's completely irrelevant to you guys right now because none of the cards that you can craft have their effects coded into the game. So if I come over here, that's sort of why I haven't advertised it at all. If I come over here, I can convert cards that I own into shards, right? I can convert these. Let's say I want to get rid of these. Convert, transfer. I've got 2 shards now. I can come over here and these ones cost 50. These ones are standard rare. These cost this. So you can't craft everything, right? You can only craft specific cards, and this list will increase as the game continues. But there is a crafting system, which, you know, that's fun. Imagine dumping up a ton of points. That would be wild. Nah, see, I mess with this heavy. And yep, leader, founder, 1,600 RP. We're gonna need a breakdown. We're gonna need a breakdown of the guild ranks here as well. So 56. 56. Add guild RP breakdown. Right? We're going to need to put that in there, and then let's take off the guild system node. That makes me so happy. I'm so glad that that's working. Oh, how did you get there? You go guild, and it's this one, right? You click on the activity icon. Guild Wars don't work yet, so hey, it is what it is. The crafting station does work. It's just none of the cards that you can craft do anything. Guild trades don't currently work, so you know that's also muted. And then you have the leaderboard over here, where it just shows you all of the guilds, what your guild rank is, so on and so forth. So that stuff is working. Okay. All right, let's get back to some testing. I'm here for this. Let's see here. Chainmail. So we're going to check out Chainmail a little bit, right? Let's do some testing with Chainmail to see what's not working, what needs help, what needs improvements with it. Down here. Oh, perfect. This deck is already built to test Chainmail. That's beautiful. We go Ranked Arena. They're also putting in the contest hall. It's not done yet, mind you, but we're working on this. That's why you can see it's still glitchy. But that's the next thing on the chopping block, to be able to join matches with specific people and like, right? The next thing on the chopping block after that will be optimization. Let's see here. What is... So Chainmail should only be activatable at wave start. Chainmail should only activate at wave start. Let's put this over here. Let's put this over here. And let's put 2 cards from our opponent on the field. Defense zone. End and end. Chainmail can only be activated at wave start, movement phase 1, battle phase 1, and movement phase 2. right? Those are the only times I should be receiving the prompt to activate chainmail. So, wave start. My opponent gets the prompt to activate Monkey King. I should get the prompt to activate chainmail. Correct. Good. I am not going to leap for my opponent. Actually, let me see something real quick. We are going to chainmail here. We're going to chainmail this. Chainmail is active. Battle phase 1 rolls around. My opponent should not be able to attack because there are no Valiant avatars around them. Chainmail prevent. Oh, what does chainmail do? So, chainmail is a defensive ability which says that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm cheesing. I'm geeking out. I'm geeking out. It works. It worked. It worked. It worked. Okay, so chainmail says, and I quote. If you control at least 2 Valiant avatars, your opponent can only target Valiant avatars you control for attacks during the next battle phase. Which means that if there are no Valiant avatars around your opponent, then they just won't be able to attack. So in the situation for Battle Phase 1, you had the Ancient Beast card over here, and since it wasn't a Valiant Avatar and we were under the influence of Chainmail, my opponent could not attack in Battle Phase 1. That being said, in Battle Phase 2, they did regain the ability to attack, and it froze the game. Did it freeze the game? It froze the game. Okay, so it worked. It worked, which is progress. It just froze the game. Our time code is 1 hour and 1 minute. Right? It was the only effect that was used, so we know for a fact what it was. Chainmail froze the game. Love it. Absolutely love to see it. But I will take off the note about it not working properly. Right? Where is it? Wait, what? Okay, chainmail is only supposed to limit the opponent's attacking options during the next battle phase. Correct. That has been fixed. That has been fixed. Alright, let's restart and test to see. I should stop. I'm just giving up rank points for free. I'm just feeding my opponent rank points, actually. Hold on. Has this account rank? Oh, and we're getting guild tokens now as well. Once you've joined a guild, you get guild tokens for winning as well. Have we? When do we rank up? When are we going to rank up on this account? We're at 2,750. We rank up in... Damn, we still got a ways to go. Hey, this rank system kind of sweaty. Hey. We now know chainmail works. It just freezes the game. Yes, exactly. I know it sounds contradictory, but I'm telling you, it makes sense in my head. Like it does what it's supposed to do. It does what it it'll do what it's supposed to do. It's just the game won't work anymore after that. Which I'm fine with in terms of progress. Like that is progress in the right direction, right? Because before it wasn't working and it was freezing the game. So, you know, we count our blessings. We count our blessings. And we have a ghost lobby. I think that was because they entered the matchmaking queue too close together. God, and I still lose AP for this. Yeah, no, we need to fix the ghost lobby thing. We need to fix the ghost lobby issue. Let's go the challenger. And let's go starter deck. Beautiful. All right, good. We are in business. We are back in business. Now, I just want to check to make sure it's working in the right parameters. Right? We'll put this here. We'll put this here. And our opponent doesn't really need to summon anything. We're just testing to make sure that it only gets the activation prompt at the right windows. So wave start, we should get a prompt. Correct. Good. Battle phase 1, we should get a prompt, but we need to wait for it to get... No, sorry, movement phase 1, we should get a prompt. Good. Battle phase 1, we should get a prompt. Good. Movement phase 2, we should get a prompt. Good. Battle phase 2, we should no longer get prompts from here on out. There should not be a... Oh, let's go! Let's go! Okay, so that's been fixed. That's been fixed. Alright, we can take that off of the list. That's amazing. We love to see it. I am losing AP. We've tested that. What else do we want to test? Yo, Neoshock, how you doing, bro? What's good? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. How are you, friend? Let's do one more round of tests for that. Let's do one more round of testing just to make sure that it's only working in the correct windows. So we go wave start. Are you playing versus someone or yourself? I'm playing against myself. I've just got two phones. Because I'm just testing, right? I'm just testing. That was movement phase 1, battle phase 1. Yep, that's correct. Movement phase 2. That's correct. And from here on out, we should not get a prompt for chainmail. What just happened? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Why didn't my account move to battle phase 2? This account moved to battle phase 2. This account is still in movement phase 2. What happened? What happened? Okay, so chainmail is still bugged in some way, shape, or form. And it's giving me the option to activate it. It desynced the game. Yeah, now they're just in different phases of the game. Time code that at 106. Time code that at 106. 106. Chain mail desynced the game. I think the effect wasn't even used, but it I don't know what that was, honestly. I've never seen desync like that before. That's a new one for me. We had a problem like this before. So I'm just gonna take that as not being done, right? What's a tester pool looking like? It's looking pretty infinite. We're in early alpha, right? So anyone can download the game and play, right? So I've been getting feedback from lots of different people. It is like a full-fledged, like, hey, you can come over here and be like, hold on, how do I? As in, how many have had their hands on it? Let's take a look. Oh, I opened the game again. My bad. Let's find out. We have had so far... somewhere in the range of, I would say, I don't want to count myself, and I don't want to count the devs who I'm sure would have been trying it out. So let's remove like 6 people, right? Let's say 30. Let's say we've had 30 people try it out in some capacity. Right? Because if we take out me, we take out Bilal, we take out... Actually, let's take out the video editor because I know he's on here. Let's take out... let's take out the visual artist. Let's take out the developer. Let's take out, I'm assuming Bilal's team is like, let's say, 4 people. Okay, maybe we take out like 8. Maybe we take out like 8 people, right? We've got somewhere in the range of like 28. I would say 25 to 30 people, right? Is what we're looking at. So yeah, it's not consistent. We're just doing what we can when we can, but we're moving in the right direction, right? Which is good. That's the most important thing. So yeah, let's jump back in there. Oof. All right, now, what else are we looking to test? I had the option to activate my opponent's card effects, which I shouldn't have, when I was playing against a Forest Guard deck. So I feel like the only way to actually test that is to just get a Forest Guard deck and play, and just see what happens. Right? Give it a second or two, and then we hop in. It'll search for 10 seconds because we're not in the same ranked bracket. So it waits to try and search within your rank before it matches you with someone who's outside of your rank. Like, if we can't find anyone else, I guess you'll have to do. Prep phase. On this account, we will go. Let's go in aggressive forest NBK strat. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Opponent defense zone. We will need forest guard startup. We will need exorcism if we're being realistic, and we would need forest woodland. Okay, and on this side, how would I play it as a wandering player? This isn't my deck. I didn't build this. I don't like this at all. So I guess I will go 1, 2, 3. Let's go freeze. Let's go incinerate. And I think that would be my strat. I think as a wandering player, that's how I would open with these cards. What is the Nexus Zone used for? So the Nexus is a safe zone. It's where you can summon support type avatars, and they are safe, right? They don't have to move around. They don't have to fight. It's just a safe zone where you can put support type avatars exclusively, which is why Selenis is able to go in there and be safe. If my opponent wanted to deal with the Selenis, they would have to send a card from their assault zone into the Nexus to deal with him, but then that card would be destroyed as part of that process, right? So yeah, that is it's literally just a safe zone. That's its only purpose. And wave start. All right, so the forest guard player would activate tutelage. The wandering player would activate Monkey King. The forest guard player would not activate anything else. Right, they would be safe with it. They would try and play it safe. The wandering player would activate incinerate. They would activate incinerate, and I think they would incinerate onto either Kalpa or Minos are good targets here. But let's say they do it on Kalpa. The forest guard player would still hold. They would still wait. The wandering player would then freeze. I feel like you freeze here, right? You discard this to target Minos. Now the forest guard player in response, I think, still holds on to their runes. They've got an exorcism in the back line. Would you use it now? I feel like you would use it now. I feel like you would use the exorcism now, even if it means one less rune at your disposal. And you would put that on to Minos. Yeah. The wandering player, now knowing that their opponent is going to have a free shot at them, would Dragon Dance so that their opponent doesn't get to attack. And that is how that chain would end. We would not need to leap in this situation. Or actually, no, I think we would leap. I think we would leap just to get past the Kalpa, even if we can't attack right now, just to deal with it, right? Just so that we don't have to fight it. We'll get past it, right? So we Dragon Dance into the defense zone. Exorcism prevents freeze from taking place, so Minos doesn't get frozen. Incinerate still gets landed on Kalpa. Monkey King comes out, boosting the attack of those two cards. Tutelage is active, which allows the forest guard player to now start generating forest counters. We go into movement phase 1, and now we will forest guard startup on to Kalpa. We start up onto Kalpa, and we place a counter on Kalpa. Then we forest woodland. We boost Kalpa attack, and we place another counter on Kalpa. Right? Don't chain this. Forest woodland comes through, boosting Kalpa's attack. Forest guard startup leaves the counter on Kalpa. And now our opponent has a choice, right? Our opponent has a choice. If they swing with Wukong here, Wukong will die. Now, they may think, oh, hey, I can swing and destroy my opponent's card for later. But he might know that Melody of the Forest is in play because Kalpa has a counter, so he would not swing here if he was smart. A smart player does not swing here. And then I, as a Forest Guard player, obviously do not swing because we're not taking Ryu out with this attack. So we don't activate Forest Guardian, and we say no to the attack because I don't want that kind of smoke in my life, right? We don't Forest Guardian here. We don't do anything here. And then at the end of the turn, we allow Selenis to give up his counters. And I think we have a freeze. I think we have a freeze. And if I had to guess, again, they desynced? Where do we have desync? Okay, let's check. You're there, you're there, you're there, you're there. No, I don't think we have desync. I think we do just have a freeze, which leads me to believe that it is based on... Again, one just has to assume it's the freeze rune, because what else was used here? What else was used here to cause any confusion for the game, right? We didn't Melody of the Forest. Forest Woodland, we know, is a resolved effect. That effect works properly. Forest Guard Startup works. Selenis' Tutelage works. Leap works. Monkey King worked. And it looked like Freeze and Exorcism both worked, right? He's cleansed. He is cleansed, right? He's got the status condition of cleansed. I can't think of what else would have caused this freeze, but I feel like any time the rune freeze... Oh my goodness, am I going to take freeze out of the game? I feel like any time the freeze rune is used, we have problems. Any time the freeze rune is used, we have problems. We might need to take it out. We honestly might need to take freeze out and just replace it with something else. 1:15. The game froze. No explanation other than that freeze was used on that turn. Let's do a test of just freeze by itself, right? Let's have a game where we just only activate freeze and see what happens, right? Because... God, it's getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. Freeze and Ryu's Switch have been the most problematic abilities to date. It was about 1 minute and 30 when it desynced, if you look. What time code did I put down? Okay, I'll adjust my time code. Thank you. 1:30 less, right? Yeah, let's just test. Let's just see freeze in action. This account doesn't have freeze. This is the one that has freeze. Okay, cool. So we are not going to do anything else. We're just going to put these things here as beat sticks, all right? These are just beat sticks as far as I'm concerned. And over here, we will have 1, we will have 2, and we will have 3. End. Right? The summoning animations play. We end the declaration phase on both sides. Don't activate that. Don't activate any of this. I just want to freeze. I just want to freeze. We'll discard Journey's End, and we are going to freeze you. We're going to freeze the one in the stack. We do not respond with Danger Beast, and we do not respond with any other effects. We just use freeze. That is all. That is all. Movement phase 1. Now, we are not... No, don't activate Switch now, because Switch is its own whole can of worms. Switch is its own whole can of worms. Don't activate any effects. Sure, why not? Let's swing. Let's swing. Sure. Because it's a fight we win. Right? We don't swing here. We don't swing here. We don't switch. Why do I have another chance to attack? That's its own whole other problem. Okay. 19. I got a second chance to attack. second chance to attack after I said no, which should not be the case. Right, if you say no to your attack, that's you've chosen not to attack this turn. Wave End. Okay, so nothing happened this turn. Let's see what happens next turn. Right, let's see what happens next turn. Still no effects. Still no effects because it froze on the second turn last time around as well, if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, no, it froze at the end of the first turn. Is it not freeze? The effects of freeze should have been lifted now. The effect of freeze should have been lifted now. So everyone should be moving and shaking as the Lord intended. Not going to activate anything. Alright, we're going to play an honest game here. Movement 1. Don't activate Forest Guardian. Don't activate Switch. We're going to be forced to attack. Right? We're going to be forced to attack. I think Wukong goes first. No, I go first. Got it. He attacks in. He gets destroyed. Okay. Next up, Minos attacks in. He destroys Ryu. Up next, Wukong swings 150 directly. Wukong Staff is activatable here, actually, technically speaking, so fair enough. But no, we're not going to activate that. We're just giving it a good old fair college honest try. That attack goes through. Wait, what? What? The game desynced. Battle phase 1. Movement phase 2. The game desynced. Okay, so that and it desynced in a very similar way to what happened last time. It leads me to believe that the freeze rune is a problem, right? 121 game synced here. Freeze was the only effect used in the whole game. Now, to make this a truly fair test, we need to do the exact same thing and not use freeze. It's desynced to the point that it's not even... Okay, no, there we go. Right? Let's go again. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, what I did was 1, 1, 2, and over here it was 1, 1, 2. All right, and we're just gonna play. We're gonna play just like that. In fact, I'm gonna turn my toggle off so that no effects can be activated. Right? And let's just watch this play out with the cards not being involved in any way, shape, or form. Let's see if Freeze is gonna kill the game. No, honestly, I might just take it out. Honestly. Battle phase 1 rolls around. Tuertian attacked in the first instance, so he'll attack again. Right, because maybe the game just has a problem with freezing. Maybe there is an unrelated thing here. In the last game, we didn't attack at all this turn, so we're not going to attack at all here until we're forced to. What? Okay, so no, there's just a problem with the players desyncing. It's not Freeze's fault. Wait, what? What? I didn't activate a single effect. 123. There is a general problem with the game desyncing. And I guess in each instance where this has happened so far, freeze has been used, so we've attributed it to it being freeze. But there is just an underlying issue in the game with the play, and freeze just pushes it over to the edge. No, but freeze wasn't used. Nothing was used here. And the two accounts are in different phases. Right? They've separated. One is in battle phase 1, the other is in movement phase 2. The game doesn't know what to do, and so it's frozen. Right? And freezing, right? Not a single effect was used. And this still happened. Right? Okay, so we've gotten to the bottom of it. I think freeze might actually be okay. It might not be freeze's fault after all. It might just be that we have a bug that has been hiding behind freeze, because freeze did used to be bugged and freeze was freezing the game. And so for a while we thought that was fixed, but then this bug came back, and so we assumed, okay, freeze is still bugged, freeze is freezing the game. But I think there might just be another underlying bug that's been hiding behind what we thought was the freeze bug. There might be too much going on in the game, and so it's having a hard time keeping up with all this stuff. I don't even know if it's that. I don't believe that it's that, because this is a match where we didn't do anything, right? This is just 3 cards on the field for each player. 1 card swung, 1 card didn't swing. Boom, desync. You get what I mean? Right? Like we've had games where it's like multiple chains after chains after chains, and the game works okay in those situations. So I don't think it's an overloading issue necessarily, because this was a very simple game. This was a very simple test that we just did, and it still happened. I mean, it's for the developers to figure out what's happened or what's going on in behind the scenes, right? So whatever it is behind the scenes, that's not really a thing for me to know about. Our job is just to say, hey, this isn't working. It happens when you do this. You need to figure out why. So I feel like we've done a good job of narrowing it down for them. What is wrong? What is causing this? Right? Or not even what is causing it, but what are the circumstances that can lead to it, right? How long have you had the Patreon? I opened the Patreon up a long time ago, actually, right? But I've never actively promoted it. I've just had it there as a link. I think the Patreon has probably existed since as long as the game has been in development, but I've never put out a post being like, oh, hey, support us on Patreon or anything like that. Because I've been so focused on development that I haven't created much exclusive content. I want to start doing more exclusive content, which is why the Patreon is now being featured more heavily. I've put it in the description, in the links. I've put the link to it in the description of videos and stuff like that. So that it can be seen and get more visibility. But yeah, it's been out for a while, right? Freeze back to his old shenanigans. I think Freeze might be innocent, you guys. I think Freeze has been falsely accused here. I think Freeze has been falsely and wrongly accused. Okay, so up next, let's test Valiant Stride. Does this account have a Valiant deck? Let's see if... let's check a starter deck. Which deck is the Valiant subset in? Nope, it's not here. Freeze. Not here. Is it here? Where are the Valiant avatars? What? Oh, okay, here you are. I don't like this deck, but I guess I'm not supposed to. It's a starter deck for a reason. Let's equip this to deck 10. Enter the deck editor. Okay, so we're gonna rebuild this a little bit. How does Valiant Stride work? What does this say? Tribute one of your other Valiant avatars. Increase this card's defense by 150. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put you in the hand. So let's take who leaves. Let's take you out. And let's filter for Reapers and Valiants. Let's put you, yep, hand. Valiants are cool. They're one of my favorites. They are a really, I feel like they're a slept on defensive deck. Especially after they got buffed. Like before, the Valiant subset used to just be Damien, right? No one ever gave a damn about this deck outside of Damien because of the ring armor ability. It's one of the best effects in the game, right? But then this guy got buffed, so Dariel now actually, like, he puts on defense. Like, he costs you 200, but he has some potential to give you, let's say you're playing it in a Wandering deck. I only want to count effective defense because he gives every card you control 100 defense, but if those cards are in like the counter zone or the assault zone, they're never going to get to use the defense. Only the cards in the Nexus and the defense zone will actually benefit from it. But like, let's say you've got 3 cards in the defense zone, and then the Valiant avatars that he boosts gain an extra 50, so he's getting 150. Let's say you have another Valiant avatar that's 300. Let's say you have another card that's 400. Let's say you're playing a Wandering deck, so Ryu gets to come back to the defense zone. That's 500. And maybe you use a card like Journey's End to move something to the defense zone. This one card can get you 600 points of effective defense in specific situations. I say that's not too busted, I would say, because like you would have to do some shimmying and some shaking around. Ryu is busted. No, that's so funny. I love that coming from a new player because the amount of time we spent trying to balance Ryu for him to get to his current point. Yeah, no, he's crazy. Is it permanent for the turn? It's permanent. It's permanent. I just built a Wanderer deck and just out of nowhere. Yeah, no, it's Ryu is absolutely. Oh, who's the Barry mentioned in Patreon? My pet tortoise. Barry is my pet tortoise. Yeah, no, it's a permanent boost. It's a permanent boost. So the Wandering subset can feed off of this. Like this Dariel plus the Wandering subset, I think might be their strongest comp. I think Ryu has been busted since. So, fun fact, a little backstory for you. Ryu was the first card ever designed, and there are 2 stories for Summoner's Nexus, right? You have the book, the main story that sort of started all of this, that the game is based on. And then you have Nexus 101, which is a Haikyuu style, like, sports anime story that we're working on, where they play Summoner's Nexus as, like, a school sport. And in both of those stories, the main character pilots the Wandering subset, right? So Ryu was the first card, I believe, that I ever designed, if I'm not mistaken. It was either Ryu or Tuition was the first one to ever have its effects designed. And so the rest of the game came later, and his effects were just ridiculously strong. He used to have the ability to switch places with any card on the field, not just the Wandering subset avatars. He could switch places with anything. The boost that he used to get from Kieran and Dragon Dance used to be permanent. His stats used to be, I think, 300. What else did he used to do? Old Ryu was just disgusting, right? What else did he used to do? He used to be able to use Kieran and Dragon Dance anytime. Now he's locked into only being able to use them at wave start and wave end. So you could, realistically speaking, attack your opponent in battle phase 1 and then Dragon Dance back to your defense zone on the same turn. Yeah, no. I know. He's definitely still one of the strongest cards in the game. My intention wasn't to neuter him, but he's been brought down significantly. He was just insane. Right? So we changed it so you could, and yeah, we changed it so you can't switch anytime either. Before you could switch anytime, now you can only switch at the end of the movement phases so your opponent can respond. You were able to double his stats. That wasn't because of Ryu, that was because of Phoenix. So the Wandering Phoenix used to just say, hey, double the stats of any Wandering card you control. Oh, I was so bad at game design back then. I was so bad at game balance. This card used to just say, hey, double the stats of any wandering avatar you control with no real restrictions other than this card goes to the graveyard to activate the effect. But let's say I had boosted Ryu. Let's say Ryu was, I think there was a point where Ryu was at 350, right? So let's say we boosted him off of Dragon Dance, off of Kirin or something, or whatever it is. He would get to like 500, and then you could double that to put him at 1k using Phoenix. Yeah, no, he was just, yeah. I almost miss those days. That was like the Wild West of Summoner's Nexus. The early days of game dev for this project, right? No, it was insane. This deck was insane, brother, I tell you. Oh my goodness. So no, Ryu is still very, very strong. I will say that without a doubt, because he's the one card in the game that gives you both offensive and defensive capabilities on his own. Like every other card would need some sort of support to be able to do that. But that's sort of my idea with rank 3s, is I want rank 3s to feel powerful. Like you feel the presence of a rank 3 on the board. Like when Ryu hits the board, you have to have your eye on Ryu. If you take your eye off Ryu for even a second, you are cooked. But I also feel similarly about Umbridge, but in a different way. Every rank 3 has its specialty of like what it does very, very well. Because in the case of Umbridge, it's like, hey, if you do not strategize, if you do not invest all of your resources into taking out Umbridge, you lose the game. Right? If you do not deal with Umbridge, you lose the game point blank, because he will wipe out all of your defenders. He can be boosted to 400 attack, and he will just stay at 400 and swing again and again and again. And there are numerous ways that you can counter him, but you have to have counterplay for Umbridge. If you don't respect the Umbridge counterplay, he will sweep you. And then you have other cards like, what are our other rank 3s? I think those two are the strongest rank 3s for sure. For sure. Balrog is from a minor subset, so you don't feel his impact nearly as much, and you're not supposed to. This card, also from a minor subset, but I feel like, hey, like what I was talking about, that 600 defense boost, not as good as what Umbridge or Ryu bring to the table individually, but like still pretty freaking good, dude. Vespera, part of a minor subset, so she's not doing as much. She does give you the induction status, which is huge. Hadrian, which we don't have yet. He was what Umbridge wants to be. No, literally, right? Ryu be hard to follow. He be jumping around the board. Exactly. Yeah, no. The Kirin and the Dragon Dance, tough to follow. Absolutely. We made it. That's what the wave start restriction is for, right? So the idea is that you play a game of chicken with your opponent, where they have to telegraph what they're doing at the beginning of the turn. If they don't Kirin or Dragon Dance at the beginning of the turn, you know that they're going to switch, right? And if they do Kirin or Dragon Dance at the beginning of the turn, then you know what they've done, right? The funny thing with that is the Reapers is all Umbridge, wondering everyone is yoked. I actually disagree with you now. That's how it used to be 100%, but Reapers today are actually kind of scary, right? You've got Kronos, who is now able to build attack like rapidly, quickly. He can gain 50 attack each turn on his own, and she can boost him by 50 original attack. We made some changes, so she does. And she now increases a card's original attack rather than giving it a boost. So let's say Umbridge gets nerfed. Let's say you reduce Umbridge's original attack. She can boost it back up. You've got cards like Reaper's Hollow, which allow you to also increase the original attack of your cards. You've got this card. Reaper's Hound is terrifying to me because he can just say, hey, there's a card that your opponent has in the Nexus, destroy this card, target a rank 1 or rank 2. This deck is one of the only ones that has like targeted destruction. Everyone else has to walk up and hit you. This card can just be like, hey, I know you just paid 200 life points to summon that card into the Nexus, but no. So this card by itself, like let's say there's a Nexus heavy strategy, or you're playing against a deck that relies on having cards in the support zone, like the Forest Guard subset, for example. This card can just be like, hey, Selenis, goodbye, and it's just gone. It's just done. It's deleted. And yeah, no. So I definitely feel like they have. Nah, they're. I'm proud of the way the Reaper subset came out. Right. Kronos. Yeah, no. I love so much of the art in this game. I just. Oh, I love this game so much. I love this game so much. Right. Original attack, thank the Lord. Absolutely. Osiris is going to be an interesting one. right? Because what this says is, when this card is summoned, target an avatar in the Nexus at the end of the declaration phase. That target is returned to its owner's hand. Their Nexus gauge is increased by its rank cost. So your opponent may have planned to use a card for like a part of their strategy, and you just say no, just bye, and you just bounce it. And yes, they get the life points back, but you've disrupted an entire turn of their strategy. But it's only on the turn that she's summoned that she can do this, and she's one of the only cards. In fact, I think she's the only card in the game right now. She's not. Her effects haven't been coded into the game, so she's not in the game technically. She's just here as a beat stick for now. But she's, I think, the only effect in the game that activates during the declaration phase, which means that it can't be responded to, which I think is also crazy. If there are no Asylum cards in the graveyard, this card gains 100 attack or defense. This is a permanent boost. She doesn't lose that, so she's got the same stats as Ryu, except she can just keep on boosting. She can just keep on boosting. Like, Ryu loses the boost from Dragonets and Kirin. She gets to keep it. The only thing is, she can't boost her attack 2 turns in a row. So if she boosts her attack this turn, she has to boost her defense next turn, then she can boost her attack the turn after. And then this, cards in the graveyard cannot activate their effects during this wave. She can just shut down the graveyard completely, right? Is there still cards that move stuff? Yes. You've got, so Osiris can bounce things from the field. Leonidas bounces things from the field. You've got a good deal of movement. You've got a good deal of moving things around still. Yeah. You've got a good deal of like the not Kalpa Banyans. The Iron Kappa subset has a bounce as well, so there is spot removal, right? But the Reapers are the only ones who have spot destruction, right? Like the Osiris will give you the card back. She even gives you the life points back to summon it again, right? Leonidas gives you the card back. These guys are like, hey, no, that gets destroyed. This is a destruction effect, and Umbrage has a destruction effect where if your opponent finally manages to deal with Umbrage, when this card is destroyed, target an avatar on the field and destroy it. So just as one final petty act, you manage to destroy my Umbrage? Okay, cool. Whatever rank 3 that you've got that's on the field, goodbye. Right? Yeah, no, I'm loving it, right? I know all the focus is on release, but man, year 1 support will hit hard. The year 1 support goes crazy, bro. Yeah, the year 1 support goes crazy. Oh, that's Umbrage's alt art. Yeah, that's alt art for Umbrage. This is his base art. This is the Noms variant art. So this is one of my favorites. This is the one that I tend to play with. He's got another alt art. I just don't like it as much. Yeah, this is Umbrage's other alt art. I'm just not as big of a fan of this one. It's still cool, but I prefer the Noms variant. Right? This is one of my favorite alt arts. It's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. I love this game so freaking much, man. But yeah. So that's just a little rundown about some of the stuff we got going on. I don't remember what I was about to test. What was I about to test? What was I about to test? Valiant Stride. Okay, so Valiant Stride was letting me tribute my opponent's cards. My opponent's Valiant cards. So let's fix that. Or let's see if that's working now. You making a Valiant deck? Not a proper one, just one to test. Just one to test with. I can't wait to try the Asylum and Reapers together. Fun fact. The Asylum and Reaper subset were used... Okay, so one more thing before I get back to testing. The Asylum and Reaper subset used to be a shared subset. So we had this thing of like primary and secondary subsets where a deck can have 2 subsets where a card can be a part of 2 subsets. A card can be a part of 2 subsets at the same time. Now, we've since removed that feature, but if I'm not mistaken, there's still at least one card that hints at the shared nature of the Asylum and the Reapers. Where is it? Yeah, when an Asylum or Reaper avatar you control would be destroyed by an incoming attack, it becomes fortified. Destroy it at the end of the turn, right? Were they not used by siblings? No, they were used by lovers. But hey, in Alabama, I guess that's not that different. So I can see why you were confused. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, they were used by two different love interests, and so that's why the two decks were supposed to have synergy with one another, and they still do. They still do. Like one of the cards that the Reaper subset has doesn't really have anything to do with the Reaper subset strategy, which is, where is it? Nope, it's Virtue of Thanatos, right? So anyone who reads Virtue of Thanatos probably thinks that it's a weird fit for the Reaper subset, right? If you control only Reaper avatars, remove every card in the Nexus and place them on the field at new locations selected by their owners. So they just eject everything from the Nexus, and that might seem like, okay, like the Reaper subset is all about attack and aggression, so maybe the reason why you've done that is so that you can remove those problem cards without having to go into the Nexus, and then you can like force your opponent to fight with them, which is cool and everything. But the background design philosophy is that this deck is all about, the Asylum subset is all about removing cards from the Nexus, right? So, like, what's it called? They all have effects that revolve around, okay, if your opponent summoned something in the Nexus, punish them, or remove what your opponent summoned in the Nexus. Like, Enigma is like, oh, hey, when this card is summoned, if your opponent summoned a card in the Nexus this turn, generate an Enigma token and return this card to your hand, right? When the declaration phase ends, move an avatar in the Nexus to a different zone controlled by the player who summoned it, right? Like, this deck is going to be all about Nexus manipulation, so some of the cards, you still see that shared theme of how they used to be connected, right? So yeah, but they're no longer directly like related anymore. They're still just sort of like those Easter eggs of when they were considered partner decks, right? So yeah, that's a little fun fact for you about the Reapers and the Asylums. Honestly, my favorite deck is Ancient Beasts. I love Ancient Beasts from a design standpoint because it's the first major subset that really proved the fact that you, like, even with the synergy system, you've got so much deck building versatility and variety, and I love them because they can be played with everything, and I love the character that they're based on. He's the character that the character whose deck it is my favorite character. I love him so much, and he has a title. He's called the Myriad, the Master of Beasts, which is why the Ancient Beast subset is all about like being able to play them with any deck in existence. Like any deck, well, not any deck, but like most decks have a way in which they can facilitate being played with the Ancient Beast subset, because the idea is like, okay, he's gaining mastery or he's gaining dominion over every deck in the game, right? And I've always loved that conceptually. I love that his deck really represents what his character does. I mean, true, yeah, you can play them with Reaper. If you can play them with Reaper, you can play them with basically anything. I think you can even make a Forest... I don't know if you could pull off Forest Guard, actually. Hold on, because they've got a couple of 7s. They've got a couple of 7s and an 8, I think. So I feel like that's the one place where you might not be able to fit the Ancient Beast, but even then, you could probably make something work, right? Okay, so what am I testing again? I need to see if Valiant Stride lets me tribute my opponent's cards. Got it. So I'm forced to activate Night's Watch. And that means this deck will also be forced to activate Night's Watch. Don't activate Chainmail. Don't activate Chain. I'm just going to turn my toggle off until the next turn. Right? So, Night's Watch is a mandatory effect, so you are forced to activate it on the turn he is summoned. So I can't even try to do the thing that I wanted to do. I'm physically not allowed to. Again, just sort of as a balancing thing. To be like, hey, you've got to telegraph it. You can do what you want later, but at the start you got to do it like this. Bro, no way, no way, no way, no way. Movement 1, Battlefield, brother, we didn't even do anything. We didn't even do anything. Okay, so this bug is a bigger problem than I thought. This is a bigger problem than I thought. We are at 140. I'll call that 148. Phase desync. I'm just gonna call this problem phase desync. And I think, to be honest, I'm loving this. I don't have a problem with this because we're getting consistent evidence of, look, we just have a problem when it comes to the game going through phases. It's not carrying the players through the different phases of the game together for some reason. Which is something that worked fine before. But that's the thing with game dev. Bugs just arise, and then you just deal with them, right? But I'm now pretty confident. I want to test freeze again once this is no longer a problem, right? Because like we ain't even do anything too crazy, and I feel like it's not a consistent problem in that if I go this turn, I feel like there's a chance that I don't run into the issue. We'll go 1, 2, 3, I guess. And over here we'll go 1, 2. End. Actually, what if I turn my toggle off now? Will I still be forced to activate Night's Watch? I should be. I should be forced to activate Night's Watch. Oh, I love it. I love it here. And over here, I should also be forced to activate Night's Watch even with my toggle off because it's a mandatory effect. And with my toggle off, I'm not going to be able to activate anything else. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, nice. My game doesn't crash when I go to a different app on my phone. I think once the game gets more stable and we work more on the sustain, that won't be as much of an issue. But for now, anytime I close the game, I just assume that it's completely closed. Right? Okay, we made it to Battle Phase 2 this time. Wave End. Sick. Alright, so now I can test the effect on the following turn. Right? So yeah, it's not a consistent thing. It happens sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's a bug. It's a bug. End. End. Alright, so Valiant Stride. Valiant Stride. What is Last End? Yeah, Last End isn't activatable right now. Tribute one of your other Valiant avatars, increase this card's defense. So if I activate this, beautiful, okay, good. I cannot target my opponent's cards. Lovely. I'm not going to activate this yet. I'm going to give it a second. So Valiant Stride resolves. He's boosted to 300 defense. That's lovely. That's honestly, hey, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. And the reason why you have an effect like that is specifically to deal with a card like Umbrage. Because both of these cards having 150 doesn't do jack against Umbrage. Whereas if you Valiant Strided, at least you can boost yourself up to 300 to have a chance to be able to deal with a card like Umbrage. But that's why you're not able to Valiant Stride on the very first turn where this card is summoned. Let's Valiant Stride over here as well. Does it work properly? Don't chainmail in response. And it just did it automatically. There was no need for a targeting window because there was only one option for the effect. Beautiful. Alright, so Valiant Stride works the way that it should. We'll take that off the list. Valiant. And Chainmail looks like it's working properly as well, which is great. I'm going to take that off of the list. In terms of, like, it's activating when it should. Where's my note about Valiant Stride? Opponent, tutelage. Ah, here we go. Cool. And let's exit. God, I am just feeding this other account. I've had the game open in the background from when I joined the guild and it hasn't crashed yet. That's dope. Hey, that's progress. That's dope. Right? Umbrage is a card that has to be mindful of when making a defensive subset. Oh, absolutely. Right? I can't, like, he haunts my dreams. Umbrage haunts my dreams as a game designer. Because I just know, like, it's an Umbrage check. Does it survive Umbrage? And I don't think every defensive subset should survive Umbrage necessarily. I like that there's counterplay between the Valiants and Umbrage, in that if the Valiants are able to set up, they can survive Umbrage. But If they don't set up, then they're cooked, because they will be a row of 150, 150, 150, and he will clear all of them one by one. It takes 2 turns of setup for one of them to get to 300 defense. But if you use it with like another effect, like maybe Mraiga or something like that, you can speed that process up a little bit. But Umbrage can get boosted up to 400 attack, funny enough. So if Umbrage is at 400, because your opponent paid the life points and they paid the cost associated, even 2 turns of setup won't be enough for that defensive subset to deal with Umbrage. They would need either some external support or another turn of setup, right? So there's counterplay, but it's difficult. Like, if you could maybe, on the first turn, you keep Umbrage back with Damien, okay, that's your first turn of setup done. Then on the next turn you freeze Umbrage. That's your second turn of setup done. Boom, you've gotten to a point where you now have the opportunity, if all else went well, to boost yourself up to 450 defense, which means that you are able to take on an Umbrage. But he's not just gonna sit there and watch you do that, right? So I like that there's a back and forth to that. I really, really do. Okay, what else do I want to look at? Speaking of, maybe we look at Orion's Belt is supposed to be a mandatory activation. Let's test that. There was a game that we played where my opponent wasn't forced to activate Orion's Belt when Mraiga hit the field. But with the problem is, with the bug that's causing the desync and the game just freezes randomly, I feel like you're never going to get to a point in a game where you're able to test this. Right? Let's bench you. Huh? Why can't I take this card out of my deck? This is not... Wait, what? This account can't take any card. This deck is locked, isn't it? Hold on. Am I dumb? This deck is locked. Okay, cool. This deck is locked. Got it. I'm just a little bit dumb, you see. Let's go Wandering. And we'll throw Mraiga in. Let's throw Mraiga in the hand, please. And we'll put Hui in the resource. Hui doesn't see as much play as I think he deserves. He doesn't get as much shine as he deserves. Is the deck locked? Right? I just forgot to check to see if it was locked. Silly. I might just try Pure Reapers instead of Mixed Reapers. Pure Reapers is scary. Honestly, either Pure Reapers or Pyro Reapers is my favorite version. I don't know how much I would like them without Umbrage, because the deck does revolve around him, right? Like, I get that you can do it in theory. But without Umbrage, a lot of the Reaper effects are just useless because they revolve around having a rank 3 Reaper on the field. If we get to a point where we either have a rank 3 Reaper that's a lower synergy rating, or a card that allows you to boost the rank of a card, oh my goodness. I'm taking Freeze out of the game. No, let's try and fix this issue first. Oh, I'm so close, bro. I'm on my last straw. I'm so close to taking both Ryu and Freeze out of the game. And replacing them with other cards for this stage. They would come back later, but for this stage, they would be taken out. And bro, I'm so on the fence about it. Man. Where's regular Hui? Why can't I find just the non-variant version of him? Where is he? Why is he hiding from me? Where is my tiger? What? Oh, he's literally at the top. I'm, again, a little dumb. Because Ryu, not even because he's too strong, but because he always breaks the game. Kirin works perfectly. Dragon Dance works perfectly. But Switch, bro, for whatever reason, Switch is the reason for so many bugs and so many errors. And I feel like the dev team struggles with balancing it. So it's like, okay, do I... with fixing it and keeping it from breaking the game. So it's like, do I take that out? And then freeze has been at the root of so many problems. So do I just take it out and replace it with a really simple effect? Like, oh, hey... instead of inflicting the isolate status condition, maybe we do have a card that amends the rank of cards on the field. Or maybe we just do like a simple attack boost or a simple defense boost. There's a card just like freeze, but instead of freezing the targeted card, it fortifies them. Do we put that in the game earlier? Maybe. I'm on the fence. If you replace freeze with a card that, I don't know, maybe just makes one of your cards unable to be targeted for an attack for the turn. See, here's the thing. In terms of game balance, yes, that would be a good replacement, but I'm thinking in terms of coding, what would be the easiest thing to code, right? And that has to do with, like, okay, the targeting system and attack locking and so on and so forth, sort of like chainmail, which caused a lot of problems. Like, chainmail did not work for the first, I think, 2.5 weeks. And even now it still doesn't work. It's just like not broken. So I'm thinking like, okay, what very, very simple effects can I replace these with? Of things that like already work. Like the fortified status condition already works perfectly. So, actually, so does the isolated status condition. You know what? Pause. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on this because freeze isn't the only card that uses the isolated status condition. Reyes uses it too, and we've never had a problem with Reyes. So it's not the isolated status condition that's the problem. Maybe, you know what? Maybe let's wait and see how they go about resolving this bug, the existing bug that is causing the game to like freeze up. Let's see how that's dealt with first before we make any big decisions or big changes. We'll keep the current roster for now. Okay, what did I want to test next? Right, my opponent being forced to activate Orion's Belt because it is a mandatory effect. Let's go in. I think just a rune that just fortified a card would be good. That's the, if freeze gets taken out, I might use that as the replacement, right? We've got a couple of other things that are already in the game that could make a good replacement, but I think for ease of use, what's happening? Why aren't they matching up? Okay, I think we've got another example of the matchmaking system not working. I'll time code that. 202. Matchmaking bug, right? Where they're just searching infinitely for whatever reason. Let's cancel and start again. But yeah, just something generic. Rune Collector is probably one that's gonna go in. What's happening? What the hell? That wasn't 10 seconds. That wasn't 10 seconds. Okay, alright, let's take a look at this. So, in truth, the only thing that we really need to test here is this. Nope. Oh, well, I guess I can't undo it. Never mind. And we'll throw you out. See how you do. And we will. Okay, yep, he was forced to activate Orion's Belt. I think that's good. I think that might have just been like a one-time issue, because it is a mandatory effect and it has been working up until now. What's the point of switching here? We are literally right next to each other, bro. We are right. You know, let's see if this breaks the game. Let's just for shits and giggles. Let's see if this breaks the game. Oh, hey, it didn't. Maybe I'm too pessimistic. Hey, wait. Maybe I am too pessimistic. I can't wait for some of the cool plays with Switch to come out, because there's going to be so many cool things that you can do with that effect, bro. Like, there's so much potential in Switch that I actually think it's better than Kieran or Dragonitz. I feel like Kieran is the most used ability because you want to be as aggressive as possible. But Switch just gives you so many potential options. It makes it so that Ryu at any point in time is basically anywhere on the board. Ryu is here, Ryu is here, Ryu is here, and Ryu is here, and in the Nexus, all at once. If you've got cards in positions for it to bounce off of and switch with, which is so cool. Okay, so let's test something. We'll put you in Assault. We'll put you in Counter. And we're going to put Zodiac Spear on the field. Zodiac Spear is not in my hand. Never mind. I have failed. I have fumbled. Undo and undo. And we're just going to end. We're just going to end and hope that I draw Zodiac Spear next turn. Yeah. Let's see if that works out. I just got a text from... What's this? Ooh, interesting. Okay. So we're on the right track, but she's still got some work to do. Alright, I'll get to that in a second. Alright, cancel. Movement 1. Again, why would we switch? I mean, it's good that it's working. It's giving me the option, and it should. It should give me the option. But I don't need it, so I'm going to turn my toggle off. Okay. If we draw Zodiac Spear here, then awesome. If not, we might just restart. Yeah, if not, we might just restart. Or actually, what's the time? It's 4. That means it's 5. Okay. In Nigeria. Oh, Zodiac Spear. Hey, speak of the devil. All right, so Spear, we throw that down. Tuition comes out in Counter. Damien comes out in Assault. Nope, that's backwards. That's backwards. It should be Damien in Counter, Tuition in Assault, and Zodiac Spear here. All right, sick. End. I'm really curious to see how well this is going to work. Is there a time limit activation? Target a one ring after you control. The first card it battles this way becomes sealed until the end of the turn. Alright, yeah. Movement 1 rolls around. We activate Spear onto Tuition. Do not chain. So the first card that Tuition battles should have its effects negated, which means that in this battle phase, when Tuition targets Damien, let's see what happens. Damien should be sealed. And the condition is gone. The sealed barrier is gone. Huh, it didn't break the game. It worked like a normal gameplay interaction, but that's not how that interaction is supposed to go. Let's switch so we can get through Damien this turn anyway. Right, and then in battle phase 2, we swing. Dope. Now I'm distressed. Should that be how that interaction goes? When this card battles, what does Damien say? Damien says, when your opponent declares an attack, if this card would be destroyed by that battle, negate the attack. What does Zodiac Spear say? Target a Wandering Avatar you control. The first card it battles this wave becomes sealed. So if I have selected you as my attack target, I've declared my attack on you, are we not battling? Right? For you to negate me, you can't negate nothing. Oh, this isn't a bug. This is more so just. Am I understand? Like this is more so just the game philosophy, the game design philosophy. When your opponent declares an attack, if this card would be destroyed by the battle, the first card it battles So I guess the battle doesn't happen until the cards actually touch? Until the attack is... No, because I've declared the attack. So until the attack makes contact, it doesn't apply, I guess? God, are we battling as soon as I declare the attack, or are we only battling once I actually hit you? This is tough. This is tricky. This is tricky. I need to check my notes. Hold on. I need to check my notes real quick. Because in Nexus 101, there's a scene that touches on this. And so I would like to apply the same logic there that I've applied here. Right? So if we're looking at Nexus 101, Spear mistiming, I guess? I guess. I guess Spear misses timing, yeah? Let's check the contest composition. So let me share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at here. So this is what I'm deliberating on, right? So this is a contest between the main character and one of his rivals, right? And so what I have to do for each game that gets played in the series is I break down the contest turn by turn to say, like, okay, how would the game actually play out? And there's a scene in this game that's sort of relevant here. On turn 3, okay, so on turn 3, Naoya opens a turn by increasing the attack of all of his gladiators and inducting one of Yuka's cards. Wanting to bite back against the claims that he's afraid, he uses Liberation to free Tuition, da-da-da-da-da. The cards advance. Oh, this is so hard. Slowly begins. Naoya activates a Hail Mary, Assault Thief. Caligula attacks east. Oh, my head. Okay, so no, we need to look at something. We need to look at something. My head actually hurts thinking about this. Let's quit out of this game. Right? My head actually hurts. Damien stops the declaration and Spear needs the battle to activate. I mean, that makes sense. There's a card called Caligula that also deals with battle, right? Where it says, when this card declares an attack, the card that would have lost the battle is destroyed. Oh, right, I have to do it like this. Caligula. When this card declares an attack on a gladiator avatar, the card that would have lost the battle is destroyed. Okay, no, I think that's still consistent. I think that still works. I think that still works. Oh. My phone is blowing up. Hold on, I need to respond to this. Did you know the Daemon cards can actually trade with the 400 attack Umbridge? Yeah, absolutely. That's part of what they're designed to do. They can do it, but they can do it once. The Daemons have the most offensive potential. Well, some of the most offensive potential in the game, which is great. The reason why no one really likes them that much is because of how much space they take up, because each Daemon can only use its effects if another Daemon is on the field, which means that in my opening hand, I have to have 2 Daemons, right? Or else there's no point. I have to hard draw the other ones, which only leaves me 3 cards for my actual strategy, which a lot of decks find annoying, except maybe the Ancient Beasts. And then also they take up 2 of your summons for the turn, because they need each other to work. So some people play them by like, okay, we'll space it out. We'll play one this turn, we'll play the other next turn, and try and keep them alive until we're able to get to like later in the strategy. But yeah, that's one of the problems with them, right? Damien stopped the declaration, so the battle doesn't even happen for the conditions of Spirit to activate. It's the same with Umbridge. He needs to attack to get his effects, so Damien would stop that. But no, he wouldn't. If Umbridge swings, because Umbridge says when he declares an attack, for Umbridge, it's when he declares an attack that he does what he does, right? Like if I go to Pile Reapers here, Umbridge says, when this card declares an attack after the battle, reset its attack value to its original attack. So he will activate, he will swing, activate Carnage, then the attack will be cancelled and nothing else will happen, but Carnage was still activated. Do you get what I mean? Like Carnage was still activated and technically resolved, because there was no change in his stats. I'm just trying to make sure that I come to an answer that's consistent. Okay, fast. Oh, yeah, I had a feeling this call would come through. Alright, give me 1 second. Hi, Filma, how can I help? Daily, oh, you mean the work report form? You don't edit the original document. You make a copy of it. Yes. So if you're looking at the doc on a laptop, in the top left corner, you click on File, you click Make Copy, And then you just change the details according to the video that I sent you this morning, where you change the date and so on and so forth, because everyone works off of that original document, right? So we can't let any one person edit the original. You just make a copy of the daily work report form and fill that in. All right? No problem. If there's any issues, don't worry. I'll go over it and I'll correct any mistakes as you find your footing. Don't worry about it too much. All right? Just do your best. Okay? Okay? Okay, excellent, excellent. So what I'll do is I'll look over it. I'll look over it shortly, and then I'll do a feedback guide if there's anything that needs correction. But I did take a look at it over the course of the workday. It looks like you were on the right track. Just a few things that will need to be tweaked, right? Excellent. So yeah, just send in your work report form. I noticed that you sent in a link to the academic leads guide. You wouldn't normally need to do that. You would just include that as part of your work report form. Okay? All right. Excellent. Thank you very much. All right. Bye. Okay. All right. What was I saying? The ringtone. Oh, absolutely. I mess with that song heavy, bro. I mess with that heavy. I mostly use them to trade with big beaters in my Ancient Beasts in theory. No, I mess with that. Like, they cover a weakness of the Ancient Beast deck, which is that the Ancient Beasts don't boost to a super high value. Yes, they're really consistent. Yes, they're really strong, but they don't boost very high, which the Daemons can sort of cover that weakness by getting them to that 400 threshold. But no, I think I'm okay with this definition of battle. I wanted to check because there's a scene where this comes into question, where a card, so Caligula, attacks into a card, activates Colosseum. When this card declares an attack on a gladiator avatar, the card that would have lost the battle is destroyed. But then following that attack, the card Smoke Grenade is activated to change the target of Caligula's attack to a different card. Ergo, when the chain resolves backwards, Caligula is now attacking a different card, and so the effect of Colosseum resolves with the other card in question rather than the original target. But then that raises the question of, like, okay, when this card declares an attack on a gladiator avatar, it declared an attack, it targeted the avatar it was going to attack. The card that would have lost the battle is destroyed. Well, I mean, if it would have lost the battle when he declared the attack, the first card should be destroyed, but the battle that's actually going to happen, the battle in question that it would have lost, has now been shifted to another card. So it's like, okay, from a ruling perspective, how does that work? And I came to the conclusion that the effect of Colosseum fizzles out, right? That might have been confusing, especially because you guys don't have Colosseum to play with, so, sorry. It just sort of put me in a spot where, like, I had to do a lot of thinking to make sure that's the hardest part of all of this, is making sure that the rules of the game are consistent with themselves, right? And that's the tough thing. That's the tough part of all of this, I would say. Oh, but no, I do think that I am okay with Damien negating the attack before Spear makes contact. And if that ever becomes a problem, we'll change it later. But I think I'm okay with that being how that resolves, because it just feels more natural. It just feels more natural of a way for that to progress. Right? So Damien activates Ring Armor. Oh, I need to remind myself, this isn't going to be the thing that kills the game, alright? This isn't a world-ending error or issue or bug. It's just a ruling thing, right? But I do think I need to start making a consistent record of all of the ruling decisions that I make, even from now. That way, like, if there's a tournament or anything like that, we have the rulings set aside. So, Damien cancels the attack. Attack declaration and battle are two separate things. Attack declaration and battle are two separate things, right? Attack declaration and battle, two separate things. That's the final ruling. Okay. I'm stressing out. Hold on. Am I actually happy with that? What does Sealed say again? What? Oh. What does Sealed say? The first card it battles, this wave becomes sealed until the end of the turn. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Sealed prevents you from activating an effect after you make contact. So attack, declaration, and battle are two separate things. E.g., Damien and Caligula. Because with Kronos, he says, what the hell is happening? Why is it... Okay, that's really annoying. 226... 226. The card behind the one I'm pressing is being pushed, right? And because that's one that I've complained about that multiple times, but apparently it's still not working, which is really frustrating. How the hell am I supposed to do this? Is there nowhere on it that I can press that's... Okay, I guess I just can't. I can't check that. That's pissing me off a little. Let's try it like this. Even like this, it doesn't work. What the hell? Okay. All right. I guess there's nothing I can really do about that. If I go Reaper. Okay, thank you. When a rank 3 avatar you control battles, this card gains 50. Oh, wait, this is my dad. Okay, hold on, wait, no. Hi, Dad. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Oh my goodness, we haven't. Hi, wait, hold on. Yeah, my dad just pointed out we haven't spoken in 2025. I said Happy New Year to him on New Year's Eve before, like, the crossover, and then we haven't spoken since then. Which is really bad. Which is really, really bad. But yeah, I'll call him. I'll call him after the stream. So God of the Harvest, by this logic, should not activate if Umbridge does not make contact, but it currently does, right? God of the Harvest activates if it doesn't make contact, so that means God of the Harvest should not should not activate. Right? So God of the Harvest should not activate if Umbridge's attack does not make contact. Harvest should not activate if Umbridge does not make contact. Right? So that way it's consistent across the board. Across the board, we know that this is how it works. This is if it destroys, right? So yeah, that doesn't matter. That's a separate thing, right? But the specific definition of the word battle requires the two cards to make contact with each other. If they don't make contact, it's not a battle. It's just an attack declaration, right? Sheesh, that was a tricky one. That was a tricky one. Are you guys planning any other TCGs? Yes, we are. We are technically planning. I mean, Second Chess isn't a traditional TCG, so I wouldn't classify that. But Motherland is. Motherland is a TCG that we've got in the works. It's coming along pretty nice. And we're working on a chess game as well. So that is also in the pipeline. So currently we're working on 4 games: Nexus, Motherland, Mage's Chess, and Second Chances. Right? Whew. All right. I think I'm going to call it there. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. We got through a good chunk. Auto chess or normal? What is auto chess? I don't know what that is. It's chess with like other features. We made some changes to like for fun. Not like chess can really be improved upon, so I wouldn't call it an improvement. It's just like a fun, different way to play chess. So that's fun. Oh, auto chess as in like you play it online, like the pieces move like auto. I don't actually know what you mean by auto chess. So yeah. Teamfight Tactics, the League of Legends game mode. I've never played that before, so I don't know. I don't know. Is there anything I can test real quick before I hop off? I think that's everything that I can realistically do. We can take that off. But yeah, that's everything. That's everything I think I'm going to tackle right now. So I don't think freeze and switch are actually the problems. I'm going to take that off of my list. Switch will still be tested later, but for right now, I don't think it's the big problem. Yeah, for right now, I don't know that it's a big problem. I thought that it was related to chainmail or freeze, but even in situations where those effects weren't used, the bug was still happening. So let's take that off for the time being. Right? Yeah. Okay, cool. We're going to call it there. I might give you ideas worth a Google. I mean, fair enough. Not that I try not to take ideas from other places, because I believe you can find inspiration from any source. But it's rare that I look at a project specifically with the mindset of what ideas can I take away from this. Which is part of what I love so much about Nexus, is that, like, even though it treads similar ground to some other games, it's so unique in its own sense. Right? Chainmail worked fine. The issue came later. Yeah. think Freeze might actually be fixed, genuinely. We'll test it out. It'll get tested. It'll get worked on. This should be Time Capsule, not Ancient Pasture. But I think I'm going to call it there. Right? We've been testing for about 2.5 hours. So I think we call it there. Right? And get a few other things done in preparation for... Oh, actually, it's the weekend coming up, but that is just more time to test and work on stuff in truth. All right. Thank you guys very much for coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. The company has been amazing. The vibes have been great. And the game is looking good, so I'm excited. So I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful start to the new year. God bless you all, friends. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Take care, you guys.